What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the new video. My name is David J. Kelly, and today we're going to talk about something that I know you definitely want to do in your life, and that's how to attract and keep highly attractive women in your life. It's something that I've had a lot of both success and failure at, and I think that lessons from both of those have really shaped what I'm going to share in this video. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, because I'm going to unveil some really good strategies and tips to help you do that in your life so you can have a happier and more fulfilled female life going on for you. So let's dive right into it. Let's talk about, first of all, why you want to do this, right? Well, it's pretty obvious. Most of us men want highly attractive women in our lives. Almost nobody from a male perspective that I've ever met is like, you know what, I don't really want an attractive female in my life. I've never literally heard a man say that. I think most of us men end up settling for less than we probably could, because in our minds, we're not confident enough. This is a thing I talk about a lot on my channel. We're not confident enough, and therefore we don't believe that we deserve to be with a highly attractive woman that's a high value woman, right? We just believe like, oh, well, this is the best I can do. So this is what I can take, and therefore I'm gonna take that. Now, I will tell you for a fact that if you are willing to accept mediocrity in any part of your life, that your entire life is probably pretty mediocre, right? Your dating life's probably pretty mediocre. Your career life's probably mediocre. Your physique's probably mediocre. That's why you have to set the tone for your life with being locked in and grounded on your purpose. And that's how we're going to start talking about this video. As a man, the number one thing for you is to have a purpose that fills and drives your life. If you're a young man, if you're your younger 20s or maybe your late teens, mid 20s even, you might not know what that purpose is yet, and that's totally fine. Keep experimenting, keep trying, keep doing those things. But all of what I'm about to tell you is going to get a lot easier when you do have that purpose. Now, here's the reason I say that. Because when you have a purpose, it does two things for you, especially as it pertains to women. Number one is it keeps you focused on the right stuff. See, a lot of times for us men, when it comes to both attracting a woman and retaining a woman, we are not focused on the right stuff. We might have a good mix of our life going on before this woman comes into our life, and then what happens? Suddenly, all these things we were focused on now become less of a priority, and that woman, that female, becomes more of a priority, because in our mind, logically, we think, okay, well, the more time I spend, the more attention I show this girl, the better we'll connect and have better chemistry and all this different stuff, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be ideal, and that's the way it works. Now, that's a complete fantasy, guys. It's just a complete fantasy. I used to believe that. I was sold on all that stuff when I was younger. Our culture really bakes that into our head. It's not the way things actually work, though. And not in our modern society. I didn't create the rules. I'm not telling you that I wish it was this way, but it is, in fact, this way. What ends up happening when you are a man that's driven and has purpose and intention with your life is that becomes the number one focus in your life. Plain and simple. So you're grinding on that purpose and that vision, and you're working at that every single day. Not only is that highly attractive to females in and of itself, but it ensures that when that female may come into your life, that you will stay attuned to that purpose and that vision. That is essential, because if you bring this woman into your life, she was probably drawn to you because you were attractive in some capacity. Maybe it's your looks, maybe it's your drive, maybe it's your physique, maybe it's all of it. And then suddenly you turn into this guy that she was so drawn to because you had all these things going for you and you were doing all this great stuff. And then suddenly you stop doing a lot of it. You're not hanging out with your friends as much. You're not working out as much. You're cutting work a little bit, your work or business life a little bit shorter so you spend more time with her. And suddenly the priorities you used to have that were highly attractive to her are now just an afterthought. And she becomes the sole focus of your life, or the biggest focus of your life. And women will tell you that they want to be, the center of your life and this and that. But I'm telling you with 100% certainty, anytime you do that, you can just count down the days until this woman pulls back or she leaves you completely. And the reason for that is because, like I said, women are highly wired to be drawn to men that are a couple things. Number one, pre-selected, meaning you have other women that want you. There's nothing better than being a man that has multiple options, because those girls, when they know there's other girls that want you more. Women are naturally born and made to be very competitive with each other. So, that competition anxiety that they feel, if they don't feel that, then probably not going to have a lot of success with it. And so this completely violates a lot of what we think as men, because what I used to do when I really liked a girl and she'd come into my life was I would go above and beyond to prove like, you're the only girl in my life. Like, there's no other girls. I don't want to talk to anybody else. I don't want to be with anybody else, whatever, this and that. And what that really does early on, especially, is that comes off very needy and like you're overly attached and overly emotionally involved. And she's thinking like, well, I haven't given up any of the other guys that hit me up, so why would you do that? That's kind of like really beta male of you. And the thing is, the female should always be the one that's kind of trying to coerce you into the relationship. Because if you're truly a man that has a lot of options and a lot of things going for him, it should be hard for you to commit into a relationship because you're giving up a lot of different potential options, right? That is how basically the woman's brain subconsciously works. They won't say this to you, but it is 100% true. If you are, I've seen this happen so many times, guys, where I start dating a girl or like seeing a girl, and I'll post the girl like on my like private friends Instagram story, whatever, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, all these girls that I haven't heard from in 6 months are hitting me up. Just random questions because they're trying to see what's going on with him, right? Because there's a lot of females out there, to be very clear, that are interested in you and you don't know it because their signs are not obvious the same way that we are, right? Like us men, if we like a girl, we're very obvious about it. We're interested in a girl, we're very obvious about it. Females are not like that. You have to basically, learn the language, the body language, the literal speaking language of women to understand when they are, in fact, into you. The fact of the matter is, you'll notice this happens when you do have a girl come into your life. All of a sudden, there's all these different potential options. You're thinking like, well, where were these girls when I was single and I didn't have any options going on? It's just the way the females are wired. They are highly competitive, and, to retain a girl and truly keep her interest, you don't shove this stuff in her face that you have all these other options and stuff. It's subconsciously communicated through how you interact with her. If you are overly needy to see her, if you are overly, emotionally connected, invested just way too fast, she's getting in the back of her mind think like, is this guy really like a good catch? Like this isn't the way it should be. If you think about it, she needs to slowly win you over. That's the way it should be. You should not be sold right away, no matter how attractive this girl is on her. She needs to earn your trust. I have a rule for myself. When I meet a girl the first time, I will literally not even consider being in a relationship for her for at least 90 days has passed, so 3 months. That has been a game changer for me because I used to make the mistake of I'd meet some girl and we'd have this amazing connection in the first month. And I'd be dating her at the end of the first month. And then by the time that third month came, she's not even in my life anymore. Because my dopamine and serotonin and all these neurotransmitters were so through the roof that I was so blinded to see and not see all these red flags. And a lot of these girls were highly attractive. And that blinds you to the reality of whether they're actually a good fit for you or not. While you want to attract and retain, highly attractive women, of course, you want to make sure that these girls are actually good fit for your life and they're going to be supportive on your journey, be supportive on your mission in life. Because if they're not, it's going to be all for what, right? They're going to cause more harm than good in your life. Trust me on that. But if it is truly a girl that is worth having and retaining, then you just have to make sure the things that drew her into you in the first place, you continue to do. You continue to work on your body. You continue to work on your business and career. You continue to work on yourself mentally, spiritually, building yourself and your finances, your investments, whatever. Those are the things that drew her to you as she was getting to know you, and your charm and your charisma and your confidence and this and that. The second you lose that edge and you lose your frame as a man on the things that are actually most important is the day that she starts to pull away from you. Every single time, guys. So don't let that happen. If you want to be a man that is highly attractive and desirable to be with, instilling that purpose, building yourself, these are things that both bring women into your life and also will keep them there. So I hope this video helped you to understand that. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video. I'm putting out all kinds of videos just like this, talking about, mindset and relationships and fitness tips and all this different stuff to help you guys build yourself into the best man possible. But I will see you guys in that next video. Have a great day or night, depending on whenever you're watching this.